Hi everyone, welcome back. I've been doing a lot of holiday makeup sets reviews for you guys. I've done Too Faced, the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blushes, and today what I have for you is the Golden Era Amazonian Clay Collector Set. It comes in this kind of packaging. It comes with 3 new eye palettes. I have tested them all out, hence I have 2 different eye looks on my face. Because one is one palette, the other one is the other palette, and then I also have a few more looks for you with the third palette. Now I have to say I am pretty impressed with the packaging. Packaging is stunning. It's textured, like it feels good when you hold it, and it feels heavy enough. It doesn't feel cheap, and it has a really nice, like even like a little slit here to allow you to open it easily. Packaging 10 out of 10. Formula is also decent. I like some shades better than the other, but overall formula is good too, but not 10 out of 10, but it's still a decent formula. But I do want to let you make up your mind. I have a bunch of looks for you. I'm going to show them, and let me know what you guys think. Without further ado, let's get started, and then I will give you my final thoughts on each palette and this collection as a whole. I'm gonna take this shade right here, put it in the crease. It looks really, really soft. Now let's take a darker shade right here. I'm gonna go with this shade and then this shade. Let's create a more toasty fall look. Shimmers are so beautiful. Just gonna blend everything in. The one that I applied in the crease. First I'm gonna apply that. Then I'm gonna take the one from the outer part of my eye into just the outer part of my lash line. This one from the inner part and bring it down into the lash line. And I'm gonna take this shade over here also a little bit into the center. All right, I'm gonna put liner and mascara and I'll show you the finished look. But before I do that, I'm going to finish the other eye. For the left eye, I'm going to go more with like cooler tone looks over here. For the crease, I'm actually going to go on this side. This shade over here into the outer corner. This brown's a little bit more cooler tone than the other brown that I use in the outer corner. Take this sort of blue-gray shade, which now is actually looking black. Like this one over here right next to it. I'm actually going to try to apply this black, blue-gray shade with a wet brush into the lower lash line. And I'm going to take the same one from the inner part and bring it down into the lower lash line. Not as clean here in the crease. I feel like it's moving around. But let me go finish the look on both sides and put eyeliner and mascara, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so here's the final look. I think the formula in this palette is decent. The shimmers are really beautiful. The mattes are nice and creamy. The darker mattes did move around a little bit on my eye, but I've had that issue with some of the darker shades in the Sigma palettes in Natasha Denona, so it's not something that's particular just to Tarte eyeshadow. But overall, I think this is a really nice palette. I did use more of this shade on this eye because it was just getting super, super dark. And you can see the shimmers are so beautiful. Here are the swatches. I think you have nice diversity in this palette. You have some cooler tones and you have a couple of warmer tones. I like it. All right, now I'm super excited to try out the second palette. Love this color story. This shade and then this shade over here. So the lightest cream shade, I'm just putting it in the inner part of my eye just because I want to brighten up this area here. So far, the shadows feel really nice and creamy. A little bit more toward the brow bone. Keeping my eye open. That looks pretty. Now let's take this mid-tone shade and this darker matte shade. So I'm going to take the mid-tone shade, put it in the outer part of my eye and bring it a little bit into the crease. And then I'm going to put that darker shade in the outer corner. This one feels a little more powdery than the other shades. Maybe I'll try tapping it first. Sometimes I start to blend too fast, and that's why I have issues. It's looking a little patchy to me. Really dirty and patchy. Keeps getting lifted off of my lid when I try to put more on it, so I'm gonna blend it, but there's not much that's gonna be left on it after I blend it. I'm gonna go in with this shimmer shade here. Shimmer shade seems okay. I can apply it with a brush, I can apply it with a finger. It's nice and soft. I'm going to try again with the matte shade and maybe it'll sit better on top of the shimmer. Great, let's go with another pink right here. And then let's go in with this one, which is like a beige and pink mixed together. Inner corner. Not just the corner, but the inner part of the eye as well. It's not as good. This palette is not coming out as good as the first one. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to like blend them together so it looks a little bit more seamless, but I don't know, something is not looking good. This last shade over here. I'm gonna finish up the look with some liner and then show you the final result. All right, here's the final look at a little bit more close up so you can get a better picture of what the eyeshadows look like. And it's okay. I'm not as happy with this one as I was with the other one, but it's okay. I think I kind of made it work. Here are the swatches. I think this palette just really disappointed me with that dark matte shade that doesn't work out. Otherwise, the color story is really beautiful. On to the last palette. I really hope this one is as good as the first one and not like the second one. This is a really nice warm color story. Let's see how this looks on the eyes. I'm going to go in with the same sort of technique where I'm going to put the light cream shade in the inner part of the eye. I'm going to use this brown right here into the crease, and then to deepen up the look, I'm trying to decide between this shade and this sort of warm brown shade. Okay, this palette seems to have more pigment than the other palette, the second one that I tried. Okay. Then I'm gonna go in with this shimmer right next to the brown that I used. It's not super glittery, it's more like a satin. I'm not seeing a whole lot of difference between this one and the top one, but I'm gonna go with this golden shade. Lightest shimmer right here. It's not looking nice. It's not as lustrous as I wanted it to be. Then I'm gonna take the same shimmer shade from my lid and put it in my lower lash line. Because it's more of a satin shade, I think it will easily apply on the lower lash line, and yeah, it's working. And then I'll put the same matte shade in the outer part of the lower lash line. Let me put on some liner and I'll be right back. All right, here is the finished look. I think this look came out nice. I think the shades were decent, so I'm happy. Okay, so here are the swatches. I mean, I could see now that I did the swatches that this shade is a little bit more bronzy and this shade's a little bit more cooler tone. So there's definitely a difference between those two shimmer shades. And you can kind of see this one almost looks like a matte. This is more of a satin shimmer shade. This is giving me very much like the Tarte Man-Eater palette vibes. So my final thoughts on the palettes. You guys already know I said that I love the packaging. It will make such a beautiful gift to someone or yourself because they are so beautiful in person. With regards to the formula, I liked some, I didn't like some. This palette here, this is more of like a cooler tone. So this one was really nice. I felt like the shimmers were really, really smooth. I was very happy with this palette. And then I tried this one, which is the Elegance palette. And this one, I had trouble with the darkest brown shade in here. It was pretty bad, so that was disappointing. And I had trouble also with, oh no, that's it. But I mean, if that brown shade was not a dud, like, I would have really enjoyed this palette as well. Last one is called Gilded, and it's just a really nice warm palette. I think you have decent variety. You have a warmer palette, you have this pinky palette, and then you also have this cooler tone palette. So I think overall as a collection, it is a nice, diverse collection giving you many different shades. With Too Faced Holiday Collection, I was a little bit disappointed with the 2024 one compared to the 2023. But I think for Tarte, I think their 2024 holiday releases might be better than the 2023. Last year, they had like a bunch of face palettes. And then I think they also had eyeshadow palettes. But I feel like this year's eyeshadow palettes feel a little bit more luxe, and if I were gifting this to someone, I would feel happier that I'm giving them something so beautiful, including also those blush sets. The blushes are really beautiful too. I think packaging does matter, especially when you're giving it to someone as a gift. And so I think overall the releases this year for Tarte are way more beautiful than last year. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If it was, make sure you hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe also. I will leave the links down below for your shopping convenience. They will also be affiliate links and I will earn a small commission. Thank you. Bye.